All right, my food mood friends, welcome back. Chandra sauce, Zen Odyssey, pumpkin pie making.
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zas, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
Well, it's Friday before Thanksgiving, and pumpkin pie is one of my favorite desserts. And my mom's coming to visit, and we're going to 2 Thanksgivings next week. And I volunteered to bring pumpkin pie because I really love pumpkin pie. And I can't eat gluten. And actually some friends brought a gluten-free pumpkin pie from the co-op, which cost $30, which I was thinking about buying. But then I looked at the ingredients and I was like, I can make a better pumpkin pie. So I made several pumpkin pies last year that were amazing. I actually don't have the recipe. So I started going back through recipes and going through my process of how I develop recipes that are still fun and tasty and yummy, but have really good quality ingredients. And so I want to encourage you to come and work with me and really fall in love with nourishing, healthy you. And I want you to know that it's because it's not about restriction. It's not about not having foods. It's about really understanding what's in foods and what is nourishing our body and what kind of alternative ways can we play with food. There's the taste bud recalibration, and there's the getting off of processed foods so that our taste buds come back alive and whole food tastes good again. But I've been really wanting to develop this section of my program that is like how to think about cooking, because I don't really use recipes. I've developed a number of recipes for you guys and for my clients, but in reality, they're not actually what I use. Well, I do actually go back and use my own chocolate recipe because I spent a year developing it. Baking, yeah. So I'm gonna post this pumpkin pie recipe, and probably I will come back next year to my own pumpkin pie recipe. Today, I'm actually gonna play, and because I took about 4 different recipes that are not the ingredients that I want, but I'm going to use them to create a recipe that I really like the quality of the ingredients. So I'm going to give you like the rough outline. I'm going to actually do a practice pie today, and then I'm going to make 3 more pies probably next Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch.
And so my practice pie is the crust is gonna be the same thing I did last year, which is with dates, organic dates, everything's organic, and organic pecans. And so these, and probably a little bit of salt, I use in the food processor to turn into a really nice crust. And this is the same food processor I use for my mayonnaise, amazing recipe. And it's great for making pie crust. It just like mashes up all of the dates and pecans and turns them into this sticky, gooey like dough. So then you push it into the bottom of the pan. It's great. And then the filling I'm going to play with, I will be using, I'll make some whipped cream for the top, and I'll use heavy cream, dairy. I love the brand Strauss. So I will have that, but I don't like personally having dairy inside the pie and then having dairy on top of the pie. It's a little too much for me. So I am going to use coconut milk inside. It's what I used last year also. And this is the coconut milk that I generally use, organic also. And you want to be really careful and like look at the ingredients and make sure there's nothing else in here. I always do. In fact, I was looking for pumpkin pie the other day in the store. One day I will make it from scratch and use the pumpkins, but for right now I'm just using the pumpkin puree. There were 2 choices at Whole Foods, and one of them had a lot of other ingredients in it, including sugar, and this one just has pumpkin. Can you see it? Where is it? There. So it's really, really important to always read labels. Like, here's another story of just an example of why our friend is like, yeah, I'm listening to your partner's advice and not having seed oils. So I bought this. He made dinner for us, which was unusual. And he's like, yes, I got this salad dressing. And on the front of the salad dressing, it says healthy, made with olive oil. And I was like, did you turn it around and look at the back? And we like turn around, look at the back, and it's like the olive oil is like the 10th ingredient. Canola oil is up there in the first. It's just like, it's another old client actually sent me a picture, same thing she found in her mom's fridge. some kind of looking healthy salad dressing that was like full of canola oil. So important to look at the ingredients. We actually have 2 friends who moved out of town, and so we've adopted some other items, and these I will use both of these. So these are 2 different brands. They're organic still. The organic's really important, and this one has guar gum, which I don't really like. It's not my favorite thing. I really try to avoid all the stabilizers, including guar gum. This is just coconut milk, and these are just coconut milk. So guar gum is not. I actually may not use that. We'll see. I may not use that. So the bulk ingredients are the coconut milk and the pumpkin pie. And then I really love this little pumpkin pie spice. I got this at Whole Foods, and I put in the entire thing. I think the more spice, the better. I was talking to one of my friends who used to be a chef, and I asked him, like, what's the most common mistake that people make with food? He's like, under spicing and under salting, which I just so agree. We have like a massive drawer full of spices that it just makes all the difference in both the way the food tastes, but also in the way that our body responds to it. Like the spices help our body digest it. So it's like think of it like a digestive aid. So I'm gonna put in a whole box of these in each pie. And for vanilla, we bought like actual vanilla pods, which is a bit labor intensive you gotta cut them and then scrape out the little vanilla beans, but it's so tasty. It's so good. So worth it. And some salt. And that's pretty much it. I think it takes like 15-20 minutes to assemble everything, and then an hour something to cook, and then we should have a pie. And one thing I did learn when I was developing my tahini bread recipe is that a lot of recipes that call for sugar, they actually kind of depend on the sugar to like help give the food, like raise it and give it that body. I found that when I did like absolutely, in my tahini bread recipe, I use honey. And if I don't use any honey, it ends up kind of flat and hard. And so I know that pumpkin pie calls for a lot of sugar inside. And so I'm thinking to put in like a couple tablespoons of honey that will help give it that crystal body of the sugars to raise and give it that like yummy, yummy texture, not have it like heavy and flat. So I will substitute that out, and I'm excited for pumpkin pie. We ate this pumpkin pie from the store and it didn't sit well. It felt like heavy and down, even though it was like organic and expensive. It's not always being about organic or expensive that makes it like good quality. So I'm looking forward to having some pumpkin pie, and you're going to be getting this video the week of Thanksgiving. So you'll get the recipe, and happy Thanksgiving if you're watching this from my blog on Thanksgiving. And yeah, we've been doing a new family exercise of practicing gratitude and spending a couple minutes before dinner holding hands and sharing what we're grateful for. It's a great option at Thanksgiving to do, and in life in general. And I'm grateful for you being here with me. And yeah, come work with me. Come check out my program. I got a membership opening in January. You kind of got no more excuses to join. There's definitely no barrier to entry. The money part is just, you can't beat it. And there's lots of magic happening. So come join the Food Mood Movement, the membership, and come play with me. I really hope that you understand that like healthy does not have to be restrictive or not fun. Like I have been having so much fun with my little one, making food fun, it doesn't have to be boring or taste yucky. It can taste really good. It can be fun. It can be pumpkin pie and still feel really good and still nourish our bodies. Yeah. All right. See you next time. Happy holidays.